hold on to your seats, because the Traitors Ireland episode 11 is hands down one of the most intense, emotional, and downright unpredictable hours this castle has ever seen. If you've only caught glimpses or need the recap that goes deeper than who was murdered, stay right here, because we're breaking down every fight, every twist, and the brutal heartbreak of the round table that just shattered alliances and friendships alike. If you think the Traitors are close to victory, think again. This game is all about paranoia, shifting trust, and shocking reveals. First up, let's talk about where we left off. The Faithfuls, after a series of missteps and betrayals, have been looking more fractured than ever, with suspicion ricocheting off every wall. The new Traitors are feeling invincible, whispering about victory and picturing themselves rolling in stacks of notes. But the knife can turn at any second. Previous murders had rattled the group, and last episode's banishment of Joanna, revealed to be Faithful, left everyone questioning their judgment and morality. The bonds between the final players feel dangerously thin, and as the episode opens, paranoia echoes in every conversation. The morning after the murder, the castle feels eerily empty. The breakfast table, once rowdy and grumbling with accusations, is now just a handful of shocked survivors. Kelly, clutching the shield, knows she was protected, but her nerves are sky high. The group dynamic is awash with isolation. No one trusts anyone. And friendships seem to have dissolved into strategic partnerships. A fresh murder has just gone down, and everyone tries to figure out who's missing. Will is nowhere to be seen, his name on everyone's lips for being the random man they barely understood. Kelly, Ben, Nick, Oyen, Vanessa, and Faye are all circling each other, and the guessing game about the Traitors' next target is in full swing. Cliques are forming, old alliances are in tatters, and every word is measured for strategy. Finally, Will enters, against all odds. He survived the night, sending shockwaves down the table. The group's initial relief quickly pivots to confusion and suspicion. Why was Will saved when he seemed so vulnerable and on the outside of the main alliances? Their logic gets twisted, with Ben, Nick, and Kelly swapping rapid-fire theories. Who's really protected, and who's conveniently being kept alive? Will's death hits the group hard, especially as they reflect on his friendly, clueless demeanor in the Traitors' conclave. The decision to murder Will is coldly strategic, seen as unreliable and not worth keeping around. But the mind games don't stop at breakfast. The castle's host teases a mission all about counting, fitting for a game where every move, every remaining faithful, is counted down to the last. Split into teams, the players face a challenge inside the haunted cooperage, needing to time exactly 13 minutes and 13 seconds. But this is no simple counting game. It's a pressure cooker packed with ghostly voices from banished ex-candidates, accusations echoing through the darkness, and emotional flashbacks that break concentration and dredge up guilt. The girls steal the show, with Oyen and Vanessa and Kelly and Faye both nailing the timing and banking a 2,000 apiece, a totaling 4,000 baht. The boys, Nick and Ben, completely flop, blowing their shot and earning nothing but fresh embarrassment. are. The mission is a microcosm of the entire series. Pressure, distraction, and a need for teamwork when trust is dead in the water. From here, the episode dives deep into the psychological pit of suspicion and betrayal. Old wounds from the Joanna vote are wide open, with Vanessa and Oyen determined to root out the liars and manipulation that led them to wrongfully banish a faithful. The conversation is dominated by introspection, regret, and paranoia. Friendships are questioned, and the value of trust seems lower than ever. Kelly expresses real heartbreak about the way she's contributed to someone's pain, saying she'd rather lose the game than hurt feelings, a huge call in a game built on deception. Faye, meanwhile, is under heavy fire. Vanessa and Oyen have latched onto her as a possible traitor, picking apart her motivations and alliances. Faye tries to defend herself, but finds the suspicion swirling around her impossible to shake. Her attempts at reconciliation, bonding with Kelly, joining her team at the mission, and subtly influencing information gathering, end up making her look more guilty. The web tightens even more as the group debates who in their numbers is orchestrating the chaos. Is it Oyen, with the lie that led to Joanna's downfall, or Faye, who keeps getting herself behind the scenes? All of this builds up to the night's banishment round table, which is the most explosive showdown yet. It starts polite and tense, but when the trauma of last night comes up, especially the messy conversations and who said what around the Joanna banishment, the cracks burst open. Vanessa confronts Faye aggressively, calling her out for manipulating votes and pulling strings. Oyen backs Vanessa, challenging Faye's version of events, with both sides adamant about memories and timelines. The entire table spirals into overlapping arguments, shouting, tears, and frustration. Ben sits silent, weathering the storm, and Nick tries to calm tempers. But the emotional damage is done. Faye is called out again and again for not defending Joanna, for stirring the pot, and for playing people against each other. The final vote is brutal. Faye receives every vote except her own, being accused of orchestrating the drama, manipulating friendships, and being too strategic for her own good. Even Ben, her closest ally, votes for her, his reasoning being that he has to put the game over friendship, a decision that visibly tears at him. Kelly, Oyen, Nick, and Vanessa all say their piece, firmly believing Faye's guilt. Faye is devastated, tearfully defending herself as a faithful, but it's too late. She's banished, and when she reveals her status, the table is rocked there. She was a faithful. Go. The shock, guilt, and sorrow is immediate, with tears and regret flooding the room. Everyone apologizes, but in the Traitors, there are no second chances. After the vote, emotions spill over in a heartfelt banquet where the surviving five open up about their lives, motivations, and hardships outside the castle. It's a rare, tender reprieve. Oyen shares her journey from Nigeria and a career lost to injury and tragedy. Ben reveals the heartbreaks his family has endured. Kelly talks about her support system, and Nick and Vanessa let their true personalities shine. It's all laughter and tears, genuine human connection. A stark contrast to the twisted trust inside the game. Yet, Even here, no one fully trusts anyone else, and the plotting never truly stops. The episode winds down with the traitors meeting in secret. Ben and Nick, now truly controlling the game, plot their final moves. Their plan is crystal clear: get Vanessa out next, then drive for the win. They feel invulnerable after Faye's banishment, convinced the group's suspicions have swung the wrong way. Both admit the pressure is immense, but the prize and the victory are now tantalizingly close. What started with us both winning might have to settle for one of them taking it all. In closing, Episode 11 of The Traitors Ireland is a masterclass of psychological warfare, emotional manipulation, and the agony of second guessing. It's a sharp reminder of what makes this show so gripping, even in a castle packed with conspirators. It's heartbreak and humanity that land the real blows. The final moves are coming, and with only 5 left, 2 traitors still lurking, but with suspicion everywhere, nobody's safe and victory is anyone's game. If you loved this recap or want to share your own theories, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives, breakdowns, and explosive episode recaps. This table might be running out of seats, but we're just getting started.